Hi, this is Avi Levi with Levi Design Build. This is our second video in the series of videos for ADU development process. On the first video, I gave a general outline of the process and all the steps that are needed in order to develop an ADU. I do want to let you know before I'm jumping to the first step that you can download this infographic on our website that's going to give you information about ADU types, benefits, and of course the milestones that we're going to cover, all 7 steps that we're going to cover on our next videos. Let's now go back to this video, which is budgeting. That's the first step for any construction project, any home addition or model project that you're going to go through in your property, and especially for an ADU. So with an ADU, you're going to have different professionals involved. They're all going to have various costs that you need to budget for, as well as city fees that you need to be aware of. Those costs are going to be very much dependent on the size of your ADU and the form. When I'm talking about the form, I'm talking about if it's going to be 1 story, 2 stories, above a garage, above your main house. Is it going to be high ceilings, standard ceilings, big open spaces, and so on. The list of different professionals and fees you need to budget for are as follows. The first ones are floor plans and 3D designs. Even though it's not a must, we do recommend to have that as part of your process. The city doesn't require those 3D renderings, but those 3D renderings are going to help you to do a few things. First, it's going to help you to see and visualize your property and how it's going to look like when it's done. It's going to make your communication easier with your designer and professionals. And it's going to help you to get exact cost for the unit when it's done with all the finished materials, because your 3Ds need to be very detailed with how the unit is going to be look like, including all finished materials involved. So yes, we do recommend that, even though it's not a must. Next things to budget for are architectural drawings, that's going to be done by either a drafter or an architect. Those are the actual construction drawings. From that, the structural engineer will need to do his drawings and calculations that you will need to budget for those as well. And lastly, on those drawings are going to be your energy calculation, which is the Title 24. In some locations and some cities, you're going to have additional surveys and calculations you might need. I can say that on hillsides, for sure, you're going to need land survey and soil engineer, and probably also retaining walls engineering. And any unit that is over 500 square feet, you will also need stormwater drainage calculation. And those, of course, are going to be done by additional professionals, and you will need to know if those are needed so you can budget for those as well. On city fees, you're going to have 3 different fees associated with your project. The first one is your plan check, which are basically when you submit the plans, the city is going to charge a fee to review your plans. And then you're going to have clearances with different utility companies. Each one is going to get their own different fee and an address that's going to be assigned to your ADU. And once your plans are approved, you're going to have the actual permit fee you're going to need to pay for before construction can start. By your contractor. Lastly is budgeting for the actual construction. Budgeting for the actual construction, we recommend to start budgeting for that. You can have a range of cost in the beginning, before you start the design and planning. But once you have plans ready, you should start budgeting for it with very detailed estimate from contractors. A labor and material, that's going to be provided by the contractor for all labor and all the rough materials. On finished materials, those are the things that are going to be very much based on your personal taste and needs, like cabinetries, floors, doors, bathroom finishes, and so on. It's important to know what those that you would want to use, at least in the beginning, just to get an idea. And then once plans are ready, start shopping around in showrooms or even online to get those actual costs. And you will need quantities, of course, which you can take from the plans and get those exact costs. Appliances and mechanicals, most contractors will not include those in their estimates. You would need to budget for those yourself as well. Appliances are all the kitchen appliances, and mechanicals are like HVAC for heating and cooling and water heaters. That's basically all the items you need to budget for. We recommend to create an Excel spreadsheet that you can type in all your numbers that you're collecting from different professionals, and then take it from there. And once you have plans that are ready, start going into very detailed estimates of your cost and break it down even more. Next video, we're going to start talking about, of course, floor plans and 3D designs. Thank you.